All right, we're just like gonna sit right here. Oh yes, music.
You're
not supposed to eat before we start the party.
Why do my teeth look white on?
Oh. All right, welcome to the 300 video party with the music playing in the background. So you probably can't really hear us. And this is my daughter. Yep, let's drop an alias real quick.
Am I supposed to introduce myself? I feel like your subscribers should already know who I am.
Okay, so
that was a joke.
You've been up here a couple of, we have ice cream because we're celebrating with fudge. I have fudge in mine. Oh, you didn't introduce your friend?
This is Mel. My boyfriend Mel.
Hi, Mills. I didn't really think this through.
So we're celebrating my 300 videos and all that I've learned during that time. And when I started, I thought I was going to have a fitness channel, but then I realized I don't quite like fitness like that. Like, I'm not a personal trainer. I don't want to be a personal trainer. I just want to talk about fitness strategies, maybe show some of what I'm doing. But then I just didn't know what I wanted to do with it. So I stopped for like months because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then I came back and looked at it and I was like, oh my God, people have actually been like looking at my videos. I was like, this could be a thing. Let me think back about this. Maybe I'll switch to doing legal videos of legal topics, but I didn't like that either. Like, that was awful. That was worse than doing like the fitness videos. So then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start doing stuff, which is what I did. So that was the first lesson I learned, just like do videos. And I would sometimes try to get her to do them with me. She just would not have it. I just don't understand.
Do you remember how many videos I recorded of you at the gym? How many photo shoots I was dragged to at odd hours of the night?
Yeah.
Do you remember how many times I closed the gym 45 minutes late because you wanted to have a photo shoot?
I'd be like,
and I was on closing shift, so you took advantage of me being on closing shift.
I'd be like, can we do a shoot when you get off?
When I get off, meaning I close the gym 45 minutes late.
You're the only one closing?
Yeah. So, I guess.
Such a great daughter.
You did give me the job.
Somebody's got hips.
Not
me. So once I got to my first month, where I had like at least a view every month, then I was like, can I get to double-digit views? Like, that was the thing.
Wasn't that back when I was editing your videos? Remember, I
so.
edited your first couple videos, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
I know, she totally stopped.
She moved on to my videos.
I know, right? And then then she started editing his videos, and I was like, why can't you do cool videos like that for me?
I did so many cool videos for you.
You did. Like my campaign video. She did my first campaign video. That was cool.
And Riverdale edits.
Didn't even talk about that.
That was a stage.
That was a stage we don't need to talk about. That was a stage we don't need to talk about.
Recorded stage.
So set small goals that you can accomplish, and then you'll like feel good about yourself.
True.
And now then I made like, okay, so I want to go ahead and reach 1,000 subscribers. And I harassed all of my LinkedIn connections. Like literally I would be like, today I'm going to send messages to 50 of my LinkedIn connections and beg them to subscribe to my channel. I still do that. I do it like on a weekly basis. I've got like 9,000 connections on LinkedIn. I only have 3,000 subscribers, so I've got some work to do there. Of course, there are some of my LinkedIn connections that I really don't want to follow my
Yeah.
YouTube channel. But yeah, so harass people that you like after you.
No,
get your
don't
family
harass
members.
people. Don't harass.
I have gotten her friend. How many of your friends do I have? Like I have tons of your friends.
Yeah, at least 10.
Uh-huh.
friends.
Mm-hmm.
People that I'm not even friends with anymore.
Oh no. So yeah, I got her friends, family. Start with your family. Harass all like every family gathering. Make them. I mean, literally.
You
this is what
literally
I
make
did.
them
I
subscribe.
made
You
them
take the phones and make them subscribe.
See, she was there. I would take
I'm
the
always
phone and
there.
I'd be like, "Are you subscribed?" And then at like the next event, I would be like, "Are you watching my video?" So it's so
And
bad.
then if not, you'd be like, "What? Put my video on right now while we're in line for food. While we're in line for this cookout food, go ahead and put my video on. Let me show you." Like,
yeah, I harassed my family, but they're good. But my father actually watches.
does he?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I mean, he'll be like, well, Pat will be like, yeah, we saw the video about such and such. I'll go visit, and I will get ready to turn the computer on to share a video with them, and they'll be like, oh yeah, we saw that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You sure they saw it? You sure they're not saying that they saw it?
No, that'd be my mom. I have to send her the video. And
No, you'd have to make her watch it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she's a busy person. So, what other kind of tips do I have with 300 videos? Keep doing it. Don't stop. So there were people who started at the same time that I did, and I followed them, and then after a couple months they stopped. Like there was this one guy, he was kind of fitnessy, he was kind of young, but I was you know, you have like, because you're all kind of at the same level, and so you're trying to support each other, but then he stopped, and I was just sort of like, dude. I mean, we were here for you. So you never know who is actually watching and supporting you and wanting you to succeed, so don't give up. Don't give up. Keep at it. Here's something I don't like that people say though. They go, I hear this all the time, don't get into YouTube for the money.
That's true. Everyone says that.
Why else do you go to college? What?
Oh.
What?
Oh, okay.
Why else do you go to college? To graduate and get a job for the money. I mean, hopefully
And
you're
trying to
gonna
get
like
into
it.
better colleges for the better money.
Right. But nobody ever says, oh, it's gonna take 4 years. But you don't stop, right? You don't stop after the first semester because you didn't get the internship that you wanted. You keep at it, right? Because the long game is that 4 or 5 years from now, you're gonna have a better job. So the long game for YouTube is that one day you'll have whatever it is you're wanting. So I just like that whole thing. I wish they'd stop saying that. Like that one, I don't like.
Okay. But I'm gonna go do my stat assignment because I don't want to go to Max's and forget about it.
Okay.
And I like just remembered.
I'm not. I'm less ashamed, less fearful. Yeah. I've gotten so much better, I think, anyway.
Yay.
Are you
So,
all
yeah.
the way there though?
Hmm?
You all the way there though?
No, I'm not quite all the way there.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm working still on getting used to being on YouTube. I sort of figured out like the best times for me to record and then for me to edit. So sometimes, I mean, you know, like everybody else, I'll work during the day, but sometimes it's best for me, like I go running really early, so I leave it like 5:30 in the morning or 6 now that it's getting darker. And so as soon as I come back in the house, a lot of times I'll go ahead and record a segment then, and like I can record in 10 or 15 minutes and be done. If it's just like this sort of sitting thing here, if it's a vlog, then it wouldn't even be done in the morning anyway. But yeah, I'll record a lot in the morning, and usually before I start work. So at like 7:15, I'll go ahead and record, then I'll be done, then I'll go ahead and take my shower and go ahead and start work. And then, you know, like during lunchtime, sometimes I'll do a little bit of editing then. And then in the evening, that's usually when I try to start editing. A lot of times I'll fall asleep on it. So I'll fall asleep editing. But if I finish, I like to sort of schedule my videos now. so that they come out at times when people might actually be looking at it. You know, I really don't pay that much attention to the YouTube algorithm in terms of things, but best practices would be that I would schedule it for a time where people are going to be watching, because YouTube's going to be like, oh, she just put a video and people are actively watching it. And I don't do that like I should. That is one thing I do need to work on. If I did better, I would do it that way, but I do it just, you know, I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna schedule this for 7 in the morning, and I really should schedule it at like noon or later in the afternoon, because that's generally when a lot of my videos are watched. That's sort of what I've learned, is figuring out that sort of time frame. And then on the weekend, the other thing I sort of learned is a lot of times that's when I can get some batch recording done. Like sometimes I can get 2 or 3 videos done, and then maybe sometimes I'll go ahead and edit them and post them on the weekend, but then sometimes I'll do them the next week. I've gotten Canva, I use Canva for my thumbnails, and I've gotten a little bit better with that, and I've tried to, you know, give them all a similar feel. I know there's one up there that's recent. I need to go back and change the font on. I don't know how I got that out with the wrong font. The big thing for me was just sort of getting used to, you know, not feeling sort of weird about it, because it's weird. And when I'm vlogging especially, and I'm out in public, that gets really weird. And sometimes when I'm finishing up a run, I will go ahead and vlog at the end. So imagine there you are walking down the street with your phone, and you're like da 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 da, and your neighbors are walking by, and you're like, oh yeah. That can still be a little nervous, because most people aren't doing that. I mean, granted, they talk about, I guess it's up to like 400 or 500 hours of video are uploaded every day. You know, only a portion of that is vlogging. But when I look around the people that I'm around, most of them aren't on YouTube yet. So I started doing Facebook videos, I guess like the end of 17, first part of 2018. And a lot of the people that I know, they weren't really doing them then. And so now like everybody's doing Facebook videos, but I'm not doing as many Facebook videos anymore. I've been doing YouTube since like I said, the end of 2017. Yeah, so I've sort of moved on, and I've tried to bring tons of my friends along with me. The thing that I miss right now because of COVID, I'm not able to show the gym and us hanging out and working out at the gym. So I do miss that aspect of it. But I totally think my gym owner should have a channel, and I've told him that. My friend Shay, she's been in some of my videos. You've seen her in some of my videos. I have helped her start a channel. She has one video up there, but she's getting ready to open a new studio, and I've told her she has to have a channel, and she wants to have a channel. It's just that we're so busy, it's really hard to add another thing in that you're trying to do. So right now she's renovating her studio, and we're totally going to do a video for her when she opens her studio. In terms of just setting goals for yourself, and I said that earlier, the thing about making small goals and meeting those goals is it reinforces the idea that you can ultimately reach that big goal that you have. And so for instance, like I said before, I started with, oh, can I get at least 1 view a day? You know, the whole 1 view a day and then 2 digits, you know, so that's at least 10 views a day. And now I'm up to, you know, at least 3 digits a day. And I'm hoping that, you know, at the beginning of next year, maybe I'll be at like at least 1,000 views a day. That would be nice. I don't know if I'll get there. And I also have a blog that I've been trying to grow at the same time. Actually, I have my blog and my website and all of that. And it's the same sort of thing. So what I tell myself is, because that, you know, I'm running ads on that also. And so it becomes, well, hey, if you can make 10 cents a day, then you can make $1 a day. If you can make $1 a day, then you can make $10 a day. And so that's really how I look at it. And so by hitting those small goals, you know, especially when you compare it to the year before, that's another thing. So you can usually track your metrics and sort of say, hey, last year I didn't have a blog at all. And this year, you know, here's how much I'm making over last year with it. And so it really is an opportunity to sort of watch yourself progress. So one other thing that I want to talk about is comparing yourself to other people. And you'll hear lots of YouTubers say, don't compare yourself to other people. And I'm gonna tweak that a little bit, because I think what you can do is, it's just like any other industry. I do think you can compare yourself to other people, but in a good way. So what you're looking for is just like if you wanted to be a doctor, you know, it's funny how people say don't do all this stuff for YouTube, but you would normally do it in life. But apparently it's okay in real life, but it's not good for YouTube. I totally disagree with that. So just like you might say, oh, there is this doctor in my neighborhood and I have admired him or her for years and the kind of work that the person does, and I so want to be like them. Like, I've been to their office and, you know, I'm following what they do in the community, you know? And so why would you not want to do that on YouTube and say, here's a YouTuber that I admire, what they're doing, how they put things together, how they relate to people on their channel. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think all you're doing is saying, I'm going to find some good role models for me in this industry that work. And that's how I'm going to learn a little bit more about setting up my YouTube channel in this way. So obviously, I differ a lot from what other people are saying. Like, you know, don't be looking at other people's channels and comparing yourself. No, I think that you can use other people in a way to sort of help you understand what your channel is about and where you want to go, just like you would in real life. Like YouTube is in real life. Just like you would for anything else. I don't think YouTube is any different. So I don't know why people are constantly saying you can't do this on YouTube. Like, it's weird. It's just weird. All right, so here's another thing that I learned. So in the beginning too, like I think it was 2012 or something. I was actually originally approved for monetization back in 2012, when, you know, you just had to go on and you could like automatically get it. And I did nothing with it because, number one, I was still in a work environment for another entity. And again, back at that time, nobody was doing it. And so I just felt really uncomfortable about doing it then. Number two, I didn't feel like I had the right equipment, and equipment then, I mean, we're talking 8 years ago. So the cost of entry was a little bit higher. And even though I had a really good, like I had a Canon 60D, even though I had a good camera, I still did, like, I felt like I was supposed to have like a really good mic and all this great lighting and all this stuff. So I felt like I didn't have the right kind of technology to get started. I felt like you had to have professional stuff, and I didn't. And so that kept me from going ahead and starting, which, you know, if I had been paying more attention, I would have realized that the people who were up there then, that their stuff was just like mine, because really you didn't have a whole lot of professional videographers or filmmakers on YouTube. So it's not like they were going to be your competition for eyeballs like it is now. The expectation levels are so much higher now. But yeah, so that was another reason. You don't have that reason now. So like I said before, I have a Canon 60D that I don't use. Like, I have used it before. I use it now and again for certain kinds of recording that I'm doing, but I typically do not use it. I mean, I just do not want to carry around a big camera like that and have 3 lenses. Oh my gosh, it's all in a big bag. Like, no, I just can't do it. So a lot of times now I use my phone. I have an app on my phone. I use InShot. I do all my editing. I upload music. I use Epidemic Sound. I have a subscription to Epidemic Sound, so the music that you hear is from Epidemic Sound. Before, I actually used to use Adobe Premiere, but it was sort of like, okay, so Now I have all the footage on my phone. So now I have to download it to my computer. Then I have to open up Adobe Premiere, and then I can do my editing and my work, and then I can upload it to YouTube. And I was just like, no, I don't have time for that. And so I was just sort of like, I'm capturing everything on my phone. I can edit using InShot. I can do all kinds of things. I mean, I've even used iMovie before, and then I can upload it directly from my phone to YouTube. I mean, it was just saving me so much time. So I get that people still use Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere. I was never really a Final Cut Pro person. My daughter uses Final Cut Pro. I've used Adobe Premiere. I've used iMovie and InShot. I've used Sony Vega Studio, whatever it's called. And I've used like Windows Movie Maker way back. So I know how to use a lot of those. They're all pretty much the same. But right now, it's like I'm using my phone. It's like a quick and dirty method. Some of that stuff you can still have stuff that looks pretty good. I have tons of mics. I rarely use mics. Like right now, I really could just run the mic, but I don't even think about it anymore. And by the time I throw in the music, the audio is actually gonna be okay. So you have to ask yourself how much technology you think you have to go out and buy, because a lot of times you really don't. You probably already have enough to go ahead and get you started. So don't let technology hold you back like I let it hold me back. But I will sort of talk about some of the things that I have accumulated since then, because like I said, that was 2017, it's now 2020. So I have 2 boxes. So first of all, I already had the Canon 60D, and I have an iPhone. I have 2 tripods. I have 2 box lights. I just got a ring light, but technically that's for something else. I have microphones. I have lab mics, and of course I have my laptop and that sort of stuff. So, I mean, that right there, that's a lot of stuff, you know, but you don't really have to have that. Remember I said earlier that I come back in from my run and I'll go ahead and record something really quickly. So right now it's in the evening, so I'm recording in the evening, a little bit different. But most of the time I record in the morning. Well, guess what? I post myself right in front of the window. So like right now the window is right on the other side of this light, and in the morning I'm a little bit closer to the window, and that natural light is all I need. And sometimes I'll turn on the light above, but it comes out great. It's been working really well. The only problem is there's a certain time of the day when I have to, like I really do have to get it in between that 7 and 7:30 spot. On the weekend, sometimes, there's like a 9-ish o'clock spot on the weekend that I can work with where the sun is positioned right. And then after that, the sun is just too bright where it is. And then in the evening, I can do like that 6 or 7 o'clock time, more like 6:30, 7 o'clock time period. And the natural light is great. I don't have to have extra light. So the problem though is that you have to time yourself. Like it's like, okay, so I gotta go record, and then now I can shower and get to work and be ready to work by 8. Or I have to really wrap up at the end of the day and then try to record. The problem is by then my husband's at home, and he wants to come home and chill. He doesn't want to be told, hey, can you keep it down, I'm trying to record. He's like, look, I just got in, I just want to like chill for a little bit. So I usually try to not do that too often. And a lot of times in the evening I'll have organizational meetings anyway. I'm generally mixing it up, morning, evening, and then really trying to fit stuff up on the weekend. One of the things that I did learn, or that I sort of already knew, is I prefer like actually having other people in my videos. My daughter will be in my videos a little bit more now, and I keep telling her, I'm like, our videos would be so much funner if they were like a family video and you would be in it, but that's not really her deal. She likes cameos. She likes to, it's like, oh, I'll be a cameo, but I'm not gonna be in your videos all the time, which is fine. But that's why I miss the gym and a lot of the social events, because I really preferred capturing a lot of that in with my vlog. And I really wanted to be able to show, hey, here's a lot of the stuff that's going on, but here's how I'm fitting in health and fitness tips and how I'm trying to stay healthy and fit. So with the channel though, what I've learned with the channel in terms of content, because like I said, I went through that whole period of time where I hated the first fitness videos and I hated the legal stuff, but I needed the legal piece to sort of still be in there because I'm using it as a way to sort of help people who are, who are interested in the same thing. So I've had to change it up a little bit. So some of the things I recognize now that I do like doing product reviews. And so I did like doing the Gymshark short review and the Nike Pro shorts review, and I just did the vitamin water because I think I like talking about these things that people are just like, all hyped up about. And I'm like, that was my first pair of Nike Pro shorts. And it's like, oh, well, Nike Pro attire, my daughter would wear it. And I was just like, well, is it all that really? And so it hit me that might be a review theme that I might want to use. And I actually do like it. So it's sort of like, is it worth the hype? So I've only done 3 of those videos and I actually really like it. And so I found that I want to lean toward products that are sort of esteemed products, aspirational products where people go, well, I really would like to have that, but maybe it's a little, it has a higher price tag or something like that. And so people are hesitant to try it because it's sort of like, well, I don't want to waste my money. I'd love to hear what other people think about it. So that's something that I really like doing, and I'm probably going to continue to do that. So I do like those reviews. So during this whole time, just sort of adding in things that I like, taking out things that I don't like, just sort of tweaking it up and learning a little bit more about what I like and what I want my channel to be. I have a few podcasts that I listen to, and one, I forgot the lady's name, but I think there's another YouTube podcast that I listen to too, but I like hers better. I like the questions that she will ask in her on her podcast, and she now has added in a YouTube channel to that. She was actually talking to someone in one of her last podcasts, and we were having this conversation earlier about niching down and going too niched and too focused. I was having this conversation with a gentleman on the phone earlier yesterday, and so when you listen to all these quote gurus on YouTube, they'll tell you, oh, you need to niche down, oh, you need to niche down. And yeah, it may take you a longer time to grow, but you will have your true tribe. And that's probably true. The problem though is that if you niche too far, you might wind up feeling like you're boxed in and that you can only sort of talk about one thing. And if you try to shift and stretch a little bit, that some of your followers don't want that. And it was interesting that I heard that being talked about on one channel, and then I heard the guest was actually saying that she didn't want to niche down because when she looked at what was going on, people would come to the channel just to get the information about that sort of subject area, and then they would sort of leave because they got that information because that was what they came for. And she said she wanted people to sort of follow more of the lifestyle that was related to that subject. And that was what I was going for too. And that was why I didn't want to be so niche down. I didn't want to be like this channel that was about just fitness, because that's not how we live. Like, fitness and health and wellness is just one aspect of our whole lifestyle. We don't do it like in a silo or in a vacuum and nothing else touches it. That's not the way it works. And so I didn't feel like that was the way it should be shared with people, because that's not how people live. People are trying to incorporate healthy decision making into their daily lives as they go to meetings and as they have to run errands and figure out what they're going to do and when they're going to go for a walk or run. Like, that's how people live. and I wanted to show more of that, and I wanted to be like, you know, I'm this person who's an attorney, plus I'm really involved in my community and in politics, and I wanted to actually have people see more of that as just being a regular person, because I felt like, you know, the world sort of becomes so divisive that it's easy to put down groups of people when you don't have someone to connect with about that, and YouTube can be a way of sort of connecting with people. I realized when she was talking that I felt the same way as she felt, and that I didn't want to be boxed into being about a subject, and I wanted it to be more about a subject within a lifestyle. And so I think after 300 videos that maybe I have now figured it out. We'll see. But this was the 300 video YouTube party, and I'm enjoying the process, and I'm continuing to have goals for myself. So let me talk a little bit about those goals. I want to continue growing my channel, and I do. Like I said before, there's people who say, oh, don't compare yourself to other people. Forget them. I'm comparing myself to people who I consider role models. It is August 2020. I wanted to get to 300 videos this month. I'm at 300 videos, and I still got 2 days to go. And my goal is to get to 400 videos by the end of the year, which I will very likely hit. But in the back of my head, I have said, wouldn't it be great to get to 500 videos? That would put a lot of pressure on me, you know? I mean, I could do it it depends. There are some things going on in my life, and depending upon how they go, that will probably dictate whether or not 400 videos is my goal, or whether 500 videos is the goal. So we shall see, but that is really where I'm going with that. Now that I've started to figure out some of the things that I'm really interested in doing, that becomes a little bit easier to do. So I've figured out sort of, you know, like I said before, where I'm going. So I've got the number of videos that I want to do. And people also say, well, don't worry about number of subscribers. Okay, so here's the problem with that too, when you tell people that for YouTube, for you to be able to attain certain benefits, you have to hit certain subscriber levels. So this sort of thing where you tell people, don't worry about your subscribers. Well, you should try to achieve those goals, because if you don't hit them, then you won't get the benefits that are associated with that number of subscribers. So I'll try to, you know, put a break in right now, so you can see what I'm talking about. Initially, you know, again, it just sort of depends, but I really think I can hit 4,000 by the end of the year. The question is, can I hit 5,000? I mean, I know I can hit 10,000 next year, because that's where I want to be, but I would like to hit 5,000 this year. So we'll see how much begging and harassing. I think I've run out of family members to harass. But one of the things I haven't done a good job of is building that email list and being consistent about getting that out. I think that would like truly help. Like that would help get the subscribers up and get the views up. But it's just difficult to do that, because I work on emails for my own, you know, work every day. And so trying to put together a mail list for that. And then there's an organization that I do one for, and I don't even do that very well. So the thought of doing another like email newsletter is just like, even if it's nothing but just the video, here's the video. So I really try to use my Facebook Sheila Fit page for that. One of the other goals is really more of a personal goal, and that's just to get back a little bit healthier. So some of the things that I have, I recently bought a fitness pole. So my plan is to really do some videos around that. So I'm going to do some videos around the fitness pole. I may wind up getting some more equipment. It just depends on how long this COVID thing is lasting. I can't get into the gym, and it is killing me, like killing me softly. It ain't killing me softly, that thing is killing me hard. So I would really like to be able to get back in the gym. But if I can't get back in the gym, I've been researching maybe leasing an elliptical or something like that, because I can't keep running every day. Like my knees are mad at me at this point, and I gotta do something else. So the fitness pole is gonna be part of that, and I'm gonna have to look at getting something else. But yeah, but those are the goals for the rest of the year. I forgot to mention the main one. The main one is getting monetized. I really wanna hit my, I've already hit the subscriber goal. So I've got my 1,000 subscribers and now a little over 3,000, but I gotta hit the watch hours. The watch hours had been very difficult up until recently. So now I'm pretty much, I'm very likely to meet that goal at or near the end of the year. And that is a goal for me. And I know that, if I put in the time and put in the work, that I can do that. One thing I hear people say is to look at the things that you can control. Like I can't make people watch my videos, right? I can't make people subscribe. I can ask them to do those things, but ultimately the decision is theirs. What I can do is I can continue to put out content. I can make sure that that content is quality content, that it provides value or entertainment, and then I can make sure that I'm sharing that content. So if I'm doing those three things, that I'm doing the best that I can with those, then that's all that I can do. Now if I'm not doing that, then that's different. And so I'm focusing on the things that I can control as opposed to the things that I can't control. So sure, I'm gonna be looking at my data and stuff. I know pretty much how long people stay on my videos, and I know that even with blogs there are some things that I can tweak, but I'm gonna focus on the things that I can control, and that is putting out videos, looking at the different kinds of playlists that I want to do, and just constantly tweaking it and making it better. So like I said, I wanted to add in the new playlist with the is this worth the hype? So I'm really loving that. But yeah, and I'm looking forward to doing more of those. So that's it. I'm gonna stop now because this video is way long. We started with the party. I'm gonna throw in some backup music at this point. I finished my ice cream. I think everybody finished their ice cream. I think they left. Well, actually, she's upstairs doing some work. But yes, thanks for sticking around. I hope that some of this was helpful to you. Peace out. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. I hope you learned a few things there that will help you out, and that you're successful in meeting your goals. And as my daughter would probably say, my outro is too long. I need to stop talking.
Cartier's, pockets deep, 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 bro. I can make it in my seat, bro. Do you, I'm doing me, bro. Making noise, use a